بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the extremely merciful, the giver of mercy, the Lord of all the worlds, the Master of the Day of Judgment, the one who gives life and the one who causes death. And we thank Allah for bestowing upon mankind the most precious gift that any human being could think of or could not think of. And we thank Allah for allowing us to gather here so that we may be able to discuss the most important matter that any human being could discuss. And that matter is our purpose in this life. But before we begin, we'd like to introduce the speaker. He is a resident of Newark, New Jersey. His name is Dawud Adib. He was born here. I was born here. I grew up here. And though I don't live here, this, in my estimation, is one of the greatest moments of my life. For having been born right here at Beth Israel Hospital and growing up, as I mentioned, in this city and attending Weekway High School, this is the first time that I can remember an event like this being conducted. That is, inviting the people, the residents of Newark, New Jersey, to a public area to inform them about that religion of which many of you probably have neighbors, relatives, co-workers, teachers, professors, employers, etc. That thing that Allah, and we would like to use the word Allah, because as I mentioned, here in Newark, this is not a strange word. It's not like being in Waycross, Georgia, or in Tuskegee, Alabama, where if you say the word Allah, people may think you're talking about a tree, or you're talking about some bird, or some other strange object of creation. But here in Newark, New Jersey, this very unique city, the word Allah is well known. And the word Muslim is well known. And the word Muhammad is well known. And the word Quran is well known, even amongst the Christians. For some of you who may be younger than myself or my age or older, even if you have not embraced Islam, these words should not be foreign to you because of the uniqueness of Newark, New Jersey. And one of the unique characteristics of this city is that even if it wasn't true Islam, even if it was not true Islam, you still have been used to hearing the word Islam, Muslims, Quran. So what we've done today, out of our love for our fellow residents, out of our love for our neighbors, out of the desire to disseminate that which the Lord of the worlds, Allah, has placed upon our shoulders as a responsibility, is to gather you together so that we may inform you about those people who look very strange to you when you see them walking through the streets, when you see them walking downtown, when you see them in Valley Fair, when you see them in Pathmark, those strange people who have those long dresses on. And we're talking about the men. those things covering their faces. And we're talking, of course, about the women. We've gathered you together to talk to you about that strange religion. That strange religion, the most misunderstood religion probably in the world, which is Islam. This word Islam and the word Muslim, which is sometimes confused by many people, is that which the Lord of the worlds has presented to all mankind so that they may fulfill their purpose in life. And the Muslim is the one who is a practitioner of this way of life, Islam. It is a religion that is complete and it is perfect. And this may sound strange within itself. How could it be that a person would say that their religion is perfect and that their religion is complete? It's very simple. All we have to do is give it a litmus test. All we have to do is give it the acid test. All we have to do is to try it. Try it meaning present to it a problem. Present to this religion an issue, and you will find the answer in that religion. Let us look, those of us who are non-Muslims, at the way Islam views the Lord of the worlds. This is the number one issue. How does that strange religion, that religion that we've been reading about in the newspapers, that way of life that we've been reading about in the magazines and listening to its mention on the radio or when we turn on our TVs, how does that religion or that way of life view the one who created everything that you can see and everything that you cannot see? How do the Muslims view Allah? Before mentioning that, we need to make some points of clarification. As we mentioned, this is a very unique city. This is a city that the semblance of Islam goes all the way back to the 1920s and the 1930s. We're not saying that Islam came to this area in the 20s, but we're saying that there are groups of people who claimed Islam that were in this city as early as 1928. As early as 1928. People who were claiming to be Muslims and be of the religion of Islam right here in Littleton Avenue. But they weren't Muslims. This is why we need to clarify what is a Muslim and what is Islam and who is Allah. Because those people 80 years ago, 70 years ago, 60 years ago, they were claiming Islam here in Littleton Avenue, commonly known as the Moorish Science Temple. The first Moorish Science Temple with Drew Ali was right here in Littleton Avenue in Newark. And they used the word Islam, and they used the word Quran, and they used the word Allah, but they have nothing to do with Islam. And then following that, we had another group just a few years after that. They began right here in Newark. And then as they grew, they moved to South Orange Avenue. And they used the word Allah. And they used the word Quran. And they used the word Islam. And you heard the word mosque. And you heard the word Muhammad. But they had nothing to do with Islam. They were as far away from Islam as the planet Earth is from the planet Pluto or farther. So who is Allah? And what is Islam? And what does Allah want from us in this unique city? This city of which, for at least, as I can remember, 30 years or more, You can drive anywhere in the Ironbound section, in the Central Ward, and the West Ward, on the north side of Newark, and you can see graffiti on the walls. Kareem loves Yasmin. Fatima loves whoever. Muslim names, but people know nothing about Islam. People naming their children by Muslim names, but they know nothing about Allah. What is this religion that seems to be growing so quickly here in this city and throughout the United States?